Okay, look at this. It's like an Egyptian postage stamp. This looks pretty rare to me. I don't know, but you can guess for yourself. These stamps that I'm going to show you are some that they printed either on what used to be like during wartime, the paper, the sandwich wax paper bags we used to have in the old days, kind of on that, or they're just stamps that they had to, at the very beginning, cut before they started putting the perforations on stamps and everything. So these are all just paper ones, and I'll take you through them. They're not like regular stamps. These are just printed on, or they're just where they needed to cut them as people wanted them. Okay, so this one I think is a very rare one. Looks rare to me, because I've never seen one like this. That'd be way back in the time, huh? Alright, let me show you what we have. Oops. First we have this one here. Okay, then we have this one. It's just paper. And what's funny with this, okay, now there's two of them. See how this one's already been totally cut. Okay, the way it's supposed to. And this is how it came on the sheets. You know, where you can see it's like that. It almost makes it look like it's a stamp. But at the post office, they're supposed to cut it. Because if you notice, it's just paper. And it's actually even written on, like people wrote in a letter on a thin postcard, that's for sure, because it's just paper. But it's no stamp at all. It's just stamped on the paper. Look at that. You can even see the writing right through it. Isn't that interesting? You can actually see the writing. It's on the back, right through the stamp. That's how thin it was. And it was just a stamp of a stamp, not a real postage stamp. But I mean, it is a real postage stamp, but it wasn't just stamped on. So that was to show you what it's like before they cut it, and then this is when they cut it. Because they have the white frame around it, which would lead you to think it's a regular stamp, you know, as we would know it today. Alright, now these here are from the wartime. They were with that wax paper, you know. You can feel it, it crinkles like it. Here's a 35. Here's a 15. Another 35. Look at that, perfectly centered and everything. But it's all just that material, that paper. Here's a 2.5. Here's a 5. A 70. A 25. 2.50. Okay, now we get into the regular ones. You can see the green line on the top. That's where at the post office they're supposed to cut with the scissors on the line. That's how it used to be. This is a Victoria. Looks like 5 shillings. Victoria, 5 shillings. Now look at this one. Isn't this a neat one? It's a 1. 1C. Or is it a 10? I'll have to look in the magnifying glass to see. Let's see. Pence. 35. Oh, it's a 10. There we go. 10 pen. Look at that. Look at the material it's kind of made. It's like that, I mean the paper it's made. It's like those shirts that you don't have to iron. Look at that. Look at the picture on there. Oops, you get too close, it gets blurry. Alright, come back to us. There you go. What a beautiful stamp, isn't it? Alright, very nice stamp. Okay, and we have this one here, which is a half. And we have a whole, a 1, yeah, 1 penny. Huh, usually the 1 penny is a picture of a lady. There's a man on this one. Very different. Okay, and then a 2 cents. See how they had to cut around it to use it? Okay, and this is a stamp of a stamp. Or they needed to cut around it, one or the other. It's a 1 penny. It's not a real stamp, it's just stamped on. And we have this one, look at this. 1883 to 1884. That's how old this stamp is. So during that 1 year, they just stamped it on paper, on your envelopes or whatever you was mailing. 1883 to 1884. That ought to be valuable to someone. If you know anything more about this one, please leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. So would all the rest of the viewers. It's definitely an old one. I don't know what that center is supposed to represent. So if you know, leave us a comment. Alright, and then this is the one I showed you at the very beginning that I found was interesting. It's a 1. Okay, now look at this one. Isn't that something? Look at the design of that. Very interesting. Again, this is just a stamp on a stamp. A stamped out postage stamp. I guess that's the way to say it. Okay, here's another one. 1883 to 1884. This is a Peru stamped on. It's a 1S, which I believe is supposed to represent 1 cent. But look at that. 1883 to 1884. From Peru. Aren't these interesting? Some old ones. Unreal. Okay, and then here we have another 6 here. Then we have some more that were just stamped on. 80C from Netherlands. 6 pence postage. This is just stamped on. And this one here, a 50 cent stamped on. Then a 6D. And another 6. Okay, so the interesting one to me, this one here, of course the other ones with the 1883 and 84 was very special too. But this one kind of gets the best. Alright, if you know anything about some of these, know the value of them, or know someone who would know the value of them, please share the video with them. It would be appreciated. Alright, stay tuned as we bring you some more rare and vintage postage stamps from around the world.